Hey guys, listen, I got a secret for you. Your families need you. They need you to come home from work when you're done. They need you to be home when you're home. They need you to be present at the dinner table. They don't need an empty seat. They need you. They don't need an empty mind. They need you. They need you to engage. They need you to take responsibility for them, not hide from it. They need you to take responsibility. But Eric, I'm not hiding from responsibility. I go to work every day. I make all the money I need to be able to keep a roof over the head, food in the bellies, electricity on, and water going. I completely understand that you do that, and that's our job. It's part of our job, but it's not the whole thing, guys. We have to lead our families. We can't let the world lead our families any longer if we want to be real heroes to them. So, how do I do that? How do I lead? What does that look like? Well, first of all, it looks like you being honest with yourself. You dealing with the areas that you've been avoiding for so many years. Again, Eric, you don't understand. I don't have the time to deal with all this stuff. Whatever's in my head has got to just whatever. I can't do it because I have to do work because I have to be able to make the money for the family. I completely understand what you're saying, but I know you're wrong. Why? Because I was there. Didn't want to deal with the past events, the things that happened to me in the past, the things that I let go in the past. I didn't want to deal with that. So I relegated my responsibility at times to my wife. Shame on me. Thank God for God and his grace to kick me back up into action and take responsibility for them by dealing with those things that I was avoiding for so long. What else? Take responsibility for your family's health. God gave us men, Adam really, but it transitions to us, the responsibility of taking care of our family, the responsibility of taking care of their physical, emotional, and spiritual health. He didn't make us the funders of the fridge. He didn't turn us into wallets, right? I'm not a leather bound wallet carrying, 4 credit cards trying to pay the bills, right? No. I'm a man who is a descendant of Adam, and because of that, I have responsibility to my family. I'm not just a wallet, and neither are you. You're not just the funder of the fridge. You're not just the provider of all the things that the kids want, of all the things that you need to live, to be able to maintain the lifestyle you have now. And congratulations if you're able to get up to a lifestyle where you've got more things than you probably really need. But don't think for a second that absolves you from your responsibility. Men, God turned to Adam when they ate the apple and said, "This is your fault." But Adam goes, "Whoa, wait a second. That woman you gave me, she's the one that did this." God's like, "I completely understand. And because of that, she gets to be the mama and bear the children. But you, sir, you are responsible for this family. You're responsible for feeding them. You're responsible for their emotional and spiritual health. And we see in the Bible so many opportunities where men didn't stand up and actually provide the spiritual and emotional solidity that they needed to. David is a clear example of that. He was a great king of the Israelite people. But in his family, he had so much turmoil. He had let so much responsibility get relegated to other things that his son, Amnon, does the unthinkable. His son, Absalom, does the unthinkable. And then rebels against his dad. Now, not a great example of leadership, that's for sure, especially in the family. But if David had exercised that responsibility in his family, maybe we could have been talking about a different story here. Maybe. So, what else do I need to do? I have to lead by example. Go back to David real fast. If David had led by example and disciplined and been exercised discipline for himself and his kids, he could have been a whole lot more respectable to Absalom. But instead, no discipline for himself, no discipline for his children. So how does the guy who doesn't discipline himself, how is he supposed to discipline his children? Right? Good question. He doesn't. So I'm telling you, you've got to set the example. If you want to be respected, you need to be respectable. Okay? David wasn't respectable to Absalom. And look at what happened. David got ousted from Jerusalem by his own son in 2 Samuel. Whoa. This is the king of Israel, the king of the Israelites that God put in, a man after God's own heart. God put in there. But because he had failed in his family, or seemingly failed, he lost control of that outcome. Now, what else? Last thing. If I want to lead, I have to stop outsourcing my authority to other people. Your wife, my wife, was never meant to be dad. She was meant to be mom. She was meant to be your helpmate. That's why God put Eve in the garden with Adam. But here we are. Mom's taking over. Moms are the ones raising the children while dad is either absent or always at work. And when he's home, he's taking an hour or two to unwind and take me time. And in that time, all his family sees is he's checked out. He's completely checked out. He's not here. He's playing his video games. He's scrolling his Facebook. He's completely missing out on time with the kids that need him the most. And then his helpmate is left holding the bag, right? Men, we can't do that to our wives. We can't do that to our kids. We have a responsibility to provide for them physically, and we do that by working. Completely acknowledge that. However, we have a greater responsibility in leading our families, in raising and in coaching and teaching and mentoring our children to be good men and better and good women, good husbands, great wives, right? if you're leading your family, you're building trust. You can build that trust. They will listen to you. But instead, we have let the schools, teachers, nothing against them, but we've let teachers take over the raising of our kids. We've let the youth pastor take over the raising of our kids. We've let everything else under the sun in this world take over raising our kids. And all because we get wrapped around the axle and let life control us. Life will control you if you don't take control. Now, you can't control the outcomes, but you can control the responses. Remember that. Remember that. Owning your life does not mean that you control the outcomes. Owning your life instead means that you control the responses. So, oh, by the way, anybody catch the root word to responsibility? It's response. You control the responsibility. God gave you the responsibility to respond to your family the way He responded to you whenever He gave you more. Now, I got a good life now, Eric. I shouldn't have to worry about this. My kids are getting older. They're in their teenage years. My wife, she's doing what she does. No need to upset the apple cart. No need to change the status quo. Well, frankly, my friends, I was on a call yesterday, and the gentleman wanted to just maintain the status quo. But the problem with that was that status quo kept him in the negative mindset of, I'm only the wallet. I am only here to gain the next promotion. And when everybody stepped in his way of that, no good could come from that. We have to be able to change our mindset from this negative thought process of, I'm only the bank, I'm only the wallet, to, I am a father. I am a husband, and by golly gee, I'm going to be the best man she deserves and the best father that those children deserve. Why? Because I know that I get better return on investment by investing in them, investing my time, and being present for them. So listen, thanks guys for being here. I know I've been spouting off a lot of stuff, but it's all good. God loves you. He's got a plan for you. Don't get down, just get up. Awaken the hero inside of you and get up. Take up your mantle with God and lead your families. I'll talk to you all later and have a great day.